It's Carmen Mathis, Carmen Mathis. This is the Carmen Mathis Show. You can dance and sing and shout, then tell me what it's all about. Or you can act and tell jokes, be funny, then set your goals for making money on the Carmen Mathis Show. Carmen Mathis, Carmen Mathis. This is the Carmen Mathis Show. Come on and tell your story. Share all your dreams and glory on the Carmen Mathis Show. On the Carmen Mathis Show.
Hello, and welcome to the Carmen Mathis Show. I'm so glad to see you because we have a very, very special treat. Now, this guest goes way back with me, and we're going to talk about some of the things that we've done. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Carmen Mathis Show, Lorey Hayes and Lia Chang, doing an excerpt from her play, Power Play.
I'm from Texas.
What?
I was born in Austin, Texas.
That's good to know.
I could hear the question in the air. I like to stay ahead of the game.
Well, I'm not too good at games.
Then you should have asked. The look on your face when you met me. I've seen it all my life. The question is usually, what are you? Where are you from? And what do you want from us?
Lou never told me that you were...
Chinese American? I guess she figured you read the papers.
Oh. So I guess we can just skip the girl talk.
I need something. I don't need for you to like me, just to trust that we are on the same team. I'm here to protect Frank. I didn't help bring him this far to have him fall off this mountain.
I have told you everything that I know.
You don't like me very much, do you?
It is too soon to tell, but right now, you are closer to a no.
No to me, Carol the person, or no to Carol the Chinese American you've been told what to think about all your life?
The only thing I know about Asian people is that they're not very nice to me when I go into one of their fruit stands. Always follow me around like I'm gonna steal something.
They probably weren't even Chinese. Could they have been Korean or Vietnamese?
How am I supposed to tell the difference?
Ask.
Oh, the next thing you'll try to tell me is that the Asians aren't trying to take over the world because they lost the war, like buying up all the real estate in America.
And running American car manufacturers out of business. You want to believe the propaganda about the Asians, don't you? Lump us all into one little category. Forget that some of us are just as American as you. But when we believe the propaganda about you, you get upset. Call us racist.
Because you are very mean, vicious little people.
That you know absolutely nothing about except what you've read or heard from the same people who've told us to believe that you are lazy and shiftless.
The last time an Asian person talked to me like that, they carried him out on a stretcher in his own store. So you better watch it, little Miss Jimmy Choo. I saw a bunch of Asians beat a man up once because he stole an orange. And when I tried to help him, they turned on me. So I don't care what you are or where you come from. And frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Well, you better learn to give a damn before it's too late. My father served this country in World War II, was a prisoner of war, and when he returned home to San Francisco, wasn't even allowed to eat in a restaurant. Them proudly displaying signs that read, "We don't serve chinks or dogs." Him forced to move us to Los Angeles so he could find a job to put food on the table. Us getting there, and the only job he could find was in a laundry where the wages were so low that we had to sleep in a shack behind it, where the dogs were better off. So don't talk to me about prejudice.
So why are you here?
Because I truly believe Frank can help change things. When the world begins to look at black people differently, they will look at all people differently. And because Frank is the best politician I've ever known, of any race or color, he truly believes democratic government is possible, a government that puts the people first.
And you?
I'm more of a pragmatist. But change has to start with the people who think it's possible.
How did you become Frank's campaign manager?
A lot of hard work, an iron will, and connections. Putting the right people together has always been easy for me. When I first met Frank at an awards dinner about 6 years ago, I knew he had what it took to win at the game of politics. I convinced him to give it a shot and told him I would handle the rest. I have. And the rest is history, or will be. Lou says I'm driven by perfection.
Perfection disturbs me. Like this place. There's no mess. Where's the mess?
Lou has order. And in the midst of it, she has the warmth of a man who loves her.
You envy her.
What's to envy?
Frank, you both want something from him.
We both want something from him, but I'd hardly call us adversaries.
Vampires, then. And he is the virgin who will lure you both to death because sucking his blood is more important than living.
That's a really strange analogy.
Is it?
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Lia Chang and Lorey Hayes.
Thank you.
Oh, how you doing?
Oh,
Really?
wonderful. We're so happy to be here.
Fabulous
What
to
a
be here.
reunion.
I know. I am so happy to have you. Lorey, let's find out where you're from and when did you write this play? I know you're an actor. Let's tell the people you're an actor first.
Well, I'm an actress and a writer, and I wrote this play when I was a little bitty baby.
Did you?
A long time ago. Yeah, I think this was one of my very first plays.
I believe it was because I was around you at that time.
Not only were you around me, but you were one of the stars in this play. You played Fifi.
Yes,
you were
I
my
did.
first Fifi.
The part that she just played.
That's right. The part that I just did because the Fifi who's doing the show in North Carolina is out of town on one of
Yes.
her, you know.
Oh, let's shout out to her. I know who it is. Hello, Penoir.
Penoir.
We miss you. But in its very first reading, I think one of his first readings, I read the part of Fifi a
That's
couple
right.
of times
That's
for Negro
right.
Ensemble Company.
Yeah.
And
you were wonderful.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That was in the 90s or something.
In the 90s, actually, yeah.
Okay, great. So, and it was wonderful. So, and since then, where has that play been? Power Play.
Oh my God, Power Play has had several lifetimes. It has been the National Black Theater Festival, where it won an Adelco Award. In 1995, I did it with Lia Chang. We did it at the Billie Holiday, and the Lincoln Center Library chose it as a highlight for the 2004-2005 theater season in their bound edition that is in the library.
Okay.
It's gotten great reviews. I'm so blessed.
And now let's welcome Lia Chang. So you too have a history with Power Play and Lorey.
I do. You know, the role that I play in Power Play is the best role I've ever had in my career.
Oh, really?
So to have had the opportunity to do it the first time in 1991, then in 2005, and to be able to reprise it now, it's just one of the richest things one can have as an actor.
Yes, that's wonderful. Now we're going to talk about later. We'll save that where it's going to be done later so that everybody will be ready and primed. But Lorey, tell us where you're from and how long have you been in New York, or are you still here? Let everybody, I know, but let everybody else know. Where you from?
I'm from a little town that used to have one traffic light. It was called Wallace, North Carolina.
Wallace, North Carolina.
In fact, the first show I took to the National Black Theater Festival in Winston-Salem was Little Lorey Song, and it talks about Wallace, North Carolina, with I call it the Peyton Place of the South, and my life and how I ended up here in New York.
And when you came to New York, you came to be an actor?
Yes, I did. I ran away from home. I won't
Did
tell
you run away?
I ran away from home, but not that home. I ran away from my husband.
Oh, you told me
So I
that.
could come.
I didn't ask
be
you
an
to
actress.
share this, but you know I do know that story.
I know. We laugh about it now. He's
I
a
know.
wonderful man. We laugh about it. I had to be an actress. I just had to.
And where were you then? You
I
were
was in
here.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
That's right, I remember.
And they had just offered me a spot on the Uncle Al show.
What's that?
Uncle Al was probably one of the most famous syndicated kids shows ever. And there was a gentleman on there I was going to be the co-host with him, with Mr. Patches. And when I went in for my interview, Mr. Patches said to me, he said, "You really, really want to be an actress, don't you?" He says, "Well, don't end up like us in Cincinnati. Go and live your dream. And if you come to New York, then I will follow." And you know, Mr. Patches not only followed me to New York and became a well-known commercial actor, he followed me to California.
Wow.
Yes, he did. I mean, not me, but we ended up in the same places at the same
Oh,
time.
great. So you came to New York to seek your fame and fortune.
Yes.
And during that time you met me.
I met you.
You met me, and we can't even remember now where.
Where? That's right.
I don't remember
I don't
now.
remember. I want to say Walter Thomas, or Johnny May.
Yes, Johnny May.
Johnny
Shout out
May.
to Johnny
Johnny
May.
May. Johnny May.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey,
She's
Johnny.
been on the show, too.
Oh, yeah. She's
And
wonderful.
she's won an Adelco Award
Yes,
since then, too.
in 2012.
Yes, but we had her on the show. But I also want to let you know before we go any further that when you started writing your plays, we were hanging out one night. And I was telling you the troubles and trials of who said what and what they did and everything. And you know what you told me?
What did I tell you?
You said, "You should write that down. You should write that down and write a play." I said, "Write a play?" You said, "Yeah, just that little story you told me. Just write that down." And so I want you to know those were the kernels for me even writing.
I'm so proud of you. That's wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, but I want you to know I'm going to give you a little bit of credit for that,
Wow.
for my writing.
You know who we give the credit to.
Absolutely. That's our source. And so, Lia, I want you to tell me a little bit about you. I know that you are an actor and you are also
I'm an actor, a photographer, and a multi-platform journalist. I came to New York when I was 17 for a modeling convention.
Oh,
I had
nice.
no intentions of staying and
Came
decided
from where?
San Francisco.
Okay,
And decided to have my adventure in the Big Apple, and it's lasted a lot longer than any of my parents expected. As a photographer, I specialize in portraits, the performing arts, and botanicals. And a couple of years ago, the Library of Congress created a collection in my name called the Lia Chang Theater, Photography, and Other Works Portfolio. And as a journalist, I'm an award-winning journalist. And actually, the first journalism award I received was the story of my mother.
Oh, nice.
She had just transitioned, and she had a really marvelous story in the sense of finding her calling at the age of 40 within the labor unions and really achieving her goals. And then, unfortunately, she had a brain aneurysm.
Oh, my.
But so winning a journalism award for that was able to bring the attention to my mother and my mother's story and women of color
Nice.
realizing their dreams. It was really, really marvelous. And the second award that I won was on my grandmother's story of coming through the Angel Island Immigration Station, which is like the Ellis Island of the West. It's a misnomer because Ellis Island was about welcoming people to these shores, but Angel Island was about exclusion, and specifically
where is
exclusion
Angel
of
Island?
Chinese Americans.
Where is that?
In the San Francisco Bay.
I see. So now, do you are you a freelance journalist now?
I am still a freelance journalist,
And
yes.
so, do you do your acting and your journalism and everything, and your photography all?
Yes.
Well, you see, ladies and gentlemen, as an actor in New York, you have to sing, dance, act, tell jokes, take pictures, write plays, etc., etc.
Well, you know, it's all forms of storytelling.
Yes, it is. It is, and I'm really proud of you. Now, the scene that you first did, let's get back to Power Play. The scene that you did first was taken from the play. What is it about? Give us a very brief synopsis of what Power Play is about.
Power Play is about a senator who's running, a senator in California who's running for governor, and he's the first African American to run for governor. It was written a long time ago, but we still do not have an African American governor in the state of California.
In California,
who
right.
gets caught, who has a Asian female campaign manager who has really pushed him up the ladder, and he has a very good shot at winning. And 3 days before the election, choom, we won't tell because we don't want to give it away.
We won't give it away.
We won't give it away.
So 3 days before the election,
There's
something happens.
definitely a scandal that I have to fix.
something
But the
happens.
thing is, it is about the thing that warms my heart about Power Play. It is about a man of integrity, a man that steps up to the plate and makes a really good moral decision. And it's about strong women. All of the women in this play, there are 4 women and 1 man. Actually, since you saw the play, we've added 1 other male character.
Another character,
Male
right.
character. Because I keep developing it. Unfortunately, the political arena has not changed since it was written. People still vote for candidates based on their personal lives instead of their accomplishments, which is very sad as far as I feel. But I wanted to update it and keep it fresh. So each incarnation, I do rewrites.
Okay.
And the director, Mr. Andre Robinson, is a wonderful director who works with Harry Belafonte Enterprises. And he just kept pushing me to keep updating it and make it fresh. And now we've got a fascinating reporter in there trying to find out what's going on. So,
wow.
Yeah.
A report. Now, before we go on to tell everyone where this is going to be done next, let us see another excerpt because, people have to pay for their supper. That's sing for your supper. In this case, we're going to see another scene done by you. Oh, before we go, are you acting in this play, Lorey?
Yes, I am.
You are in the play that's going to. Okay, great.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so she's
But
acting.
I'm doing another role.
Oh, okay. No, you don't have to tell. Okay, now we're going to see a scene from Lorey. Whose character is this?
This is the character of Fifi.
Okay, Fifi.
Your
That's the
Fifi.
role that I played.
Yes, and I'm not playing that role.
You're not playing that role.
But the actress could not be here,
Yes,
so as a writer, I stepped up to the plate.
Okay. So, and give us some background on where is she and what is she who is she talking to?
She's talking to her best friend Lou. Lou is married to the senator.
Lou is married to the senator.
Right.
Okay, let's watch Lorey as Fifi in Power Play.
I don't need to lose no freaking weight. I got me a young boy who likes me just the way I am. This boy drives me wild, Lou. He brings me chocolates and he dances for me. I like for him to stand in his window with the light of the street lamp bouncing off his skin like little electric molecules. I count the beats of my heart as he moves like a panther under that light, willing my eyes to his, caressing his chest, licking the sweat from his fingers, toying with the elastic band on his briefs. I get on my knees and I crawl to him like a hungry beast begging to be fed. And the pounding of my heart echoes between my legs. when we make love, it is with a gentleness that causes me to cry out. He runs fingers over my mouths for hours and blows the hairs on my skin, daring them to stand up. I beg him to take me, and he fills me with a force that could burst a cloud. We are like thunder and lightning building like some awesome hurricane. We knock over chairs, lamps, anything that stands in our paths. We make love on the kitchen table with the food still on it. He pushes me against the wall. I grab him on the way to the closet, and we spend ourselves on each other until the fire is drained from us both. And then we cuddle up like unborn twins sleeping in the same womb. Of course, the next day, somebody has to clean up the mess, and we come to our senses. You think that's messed up, don't you? You think there's something wrong with me for liking these young boys who make me feel good?
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
How did it feel seeing your role?
Oh, boy. It brought back a lot of memories.
didn't
Yes,
it?
it did.
You were
Yes, it
you were
did.
wonderful in
Well,
that.
thank you. And I remember I wore a red dress, too. Did it say wear red?
No, but you did.
I did wear a red dress.
Yes,
I
you
do.
did.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you did.
Yes. My goodness. So I know you had a lot of fun doing
Oh,
that.
yeah. I never expected to do that. So
Okay, what role are you playing?
I play. Oh, don't want to give it away.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then let's talk about now where it's going to be done. Now
is-
we can say.
Okay, it's going to be at the National Black Theater Festival in Winston-Salem.
What is that? The National Black Theater
National
Festival.
Black Theater Festival is a playland for adults. It is an entire week of 65,000 of us, people of color, multinational people come together, people who love the theater, and they take over this beautiful little town called Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
That's right. I've been there.
Oh my God, it is just the most amazing theater, people walking the streets, food, watching people dancing, African drumming, merchants, people singing all.
And the plays are done all over the
all
venue, all
over
over town, because
all
it's
over
a college town.
It's a college town, and there's the transportation to all the different venues. It's really just like a big, giant reunion. Just a major.
From all over the country.
All over the world, actually.
All over the world
All over
now.
the world.
Mhm. Have you ever been, Leah?
Actually, that's where I first did Power Play.
That's where you first
in
did Power
1991.
Play in 1991. Okay, so
I was the only Asian person there.
you were the
I'm
only
serious.
Asian person.
I was the
there?
only Asian
What
American
year was
at the
this?
festival, 1991.
Oh yeah, in 1991.
And that is the year that Denzel Washington was honored, and Pauletta plays Lou.
Pauletta, the wife of Denzel.
Yes.
And she's going to play it in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Okay. You can name the other people. I'm not. But who else? Can you name the cast?
Yes, Penoir, Roscoe Orman, Marcus Naylor, and us.
And Lia Chang
And
and
Lia
Lorey
Chang
Hayes.
and Lorey Hayes.
All right. So when is that? The week of July 20th?
It's July 30th through August 1st. Those
Okay.
are our performance dates. July 30th at 8 o'clock, July 31st at 3 and 8, and August 1st at 3.
Okay. And if you want to go to the website of Power Play, what is that, Lorey?
www.loreyhayespowerplay.wordpress.com. I'm
good
happy to
grief.
put that down.
Yes, it's going
We'll put
to.
it down.
I will
We'll
put
put
it
it
down. Yes, the editor of the Carmen Mathis show, who is me, will put it down. So, do you have any other plays that are out there now being done?
Yes, actually, I got a grant this year. I've won a couple of major awards, and one was to write about a historic figure, and I chose Condoleezza Rice.
Oh, great!
So my new play is called Hell in a Handbasket.
Okay.
The unofficial story of Condoleezza Rice.
Nice. And Leah, what's up for you next?
Well, right now I'm working on my book. to go in conjunction with my collection at the Library of Congress of my photographs.
Bless.
The collection and the book consists of photographs of Asian Pacific American theater artists in rehearsal.
Oh, okay.
So they're images that aren't normally seen or normally obtained, and because I'm an actor first,
Yes,
it's
you
a
can tell
complete
the story.
behind-the-scenes kind of capacity.
Yes.
It's really, really exciting.
So what is your contact information, Lia? Lia Chang at just your email.
LiaChang.com,
LiaChang.com.
LiaChangPhotography.com.
Okay. I'm so glad that you stopped by, and I want to thank Lia Chang, Lorey Hayes, and your play, Power Play. Look for it, please, everyone.
Thank you,
If you
Miss
can't make it
Carmen.
to the festival, you're welcome. You're welcome. I love it. And if you can't make it to the festival, it still will be around there somewhere. In the meantime, I want to thank all of you for watching, and thank the crew today, Rich and Drew, the eminent facilitators, my makeup artist, Cherokee Black, and stage manager, a new crew person, Mary Newman. Thank you for all your help. My associate producers, I have a new one, but I'm going to name them in their order. Sharon Mathis Robinson, Veronica Blackwell, Mary Cotton Marshall, and my husband Calvin Pinnicott, my associate producers. Thank you for your love and support. Also, the next time we come on the Carmen Mathis Show, I want you to send me some feedback. Give me some feedback. Write me. You can contact me at carmenmathis.com or LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. All those things will be listed in the scrolling credits. Thank you for watching, and remember, help somebody. Help somebody. You'll make this world a better place, and you'll make yourself happy too. Thank Lorey Hayes, Lia Chang. Goodbye. We'll see you the next time on the Carmen Mathis Show.